Hi everyone. Today we have Yassaman Nouri from Aviva with us, who will be walking us through what insurance will look like globally by 2025, what their end-to-end customer journey looks like, and projects that they're working on in auto claim and in fraud.
McKinsey, which I'm sure you guys have heard of the consulting company, they kind of did a study of insurance companies around the world to see where the behavior of customers is changing, where the market is changing, so that it helps kind of lead the organizations into think about what they're going to do. So from a mix of folks, millennials, post-millennials are going to be a larger and larger portion of that. COVID has really pushed the e-commerce. There's the norm is changing of the Ubers and the organizations that basically have made the customers to think, I want to know the journey. I want to know what the next step is, how long it takes for me to take the next step. So the individuals who are doing those manual labors, it's expected that 70% of those headcounts will go away, and most of at least the simple ones will be automated, and the more complex ones will be the ones that will be semi-automated and it will need the agents. And obviously, Internet of Things will play a significant role in that. So in Aviva, we're kind of using this to help push a lot of the work that we want to do. So when I look at insurance, we have obviously policy journey. I don't know why this guy is extra, so ignore that. Then we have the claims journey. So for us, in the past, it's been mostly broker and agent. So we haven't really had the giant need to go online. But thanks to COVID and the market, this is now being majorly pushed. So for the property, only in Ontario, people can go and bind policies. However, we don't have that in the auto side. So right now, actually, we just won the funding to make it go online for auto as well. In addition to the claim side, we have at the very beginning where the customer can go and put that information. But then again, they have to contact, or an agent has to contact them to go through all these processes. So what we've done so far, and I'll walk you through one of them, is really we've built tools that really are tools that are given to the agents to help make their process a bit more efficient. And what we're looking at doing is taking each one of those and saying, okay, how do we now make it automated? How do we now make it go online? And so I'll walk through that in one example that falls underneath this decision in claims, and then I'll talk to you guys about fraud. So on the claim side, when you guys, if one goes and has an accident, generally an adjuster calls and talks to you. They send your car to a repair shop. Somebody looks at it to say whether this can be total loss or it can be repaired. So what would be built? We basically built models that we take all the damage information. We use those 12 models to say, okay, what should the decision be? So from a UI perspective, we basically are integrated into this other system called Claim Center, and we feed the result of our models into Claim Center. So our model is basically the 12 models, depending on whether it's Ontario or other jurisdictions. We basically have models that feed into these, and they predict the total cost of repair versus total cost of total loss. And then they say, here's the decision of where it should go. How we've done that so far is basically this thing that you saw. The adjuster went and picked these damage points, and we use that. How we're going to and then the adjuster sees this and then tells the customer, yes, this is the path. The next step is we're going to put this online, and instead of having the customer go and click these, they're going to go take a picture of their vehicle. They're going to submit those pictures, and through the app, we're going to then tell them what that decision is. So this is just one example of the many tools that go into our claims process. Unfortunately, I asked if I could talk about the rest of them, but my bosses said because we haven't built it yet, we're not allowed to talk about it yet. So next year I could tell you about all those other projects that we have. On the fraud side, which is the last one that we have, This, unfortunately, again, I cannot go into detail on it because we don't want to advertise what we're doing. But to give you an idea, on the fraud side, there's really different areas it can come. So from the policy side, our business is auto and property. When it's healthcare, it's really if an individual was hurt in auto or property. And then supplier is anybody that's connected to a claim. So it could be a physiotherapist or a lawyer. And there could be organized, which is basically anytime there's more than one or two bodies. What we've done so far on the fraud side has very much been rules based and has very much been understanding what the adjusters are entering in and how can we leverage that information. That is obviously the very basics of it. What we're looking at doing in the next year or more is taking it further. So saying, okay, we have the items that were labeled in the past as fraudulent or potential fraud. And how can we go and look at other data sets that we have to really use that label and that supervised learning to find more patterns besides the rules that we've been given by the business. We'll go and look at other relationships and other information that's not labeled. But also we have to look at what are the other datas that we have that we're not leveraging. So from the voice conversations between the broker or the adjuster and the customer, from the images that they're submitting, from the medical records that they're giving in PDFs, to the text messages, the chat box messages that are coming, or the notes that the adjuster are bringing in. So we're kind of looking at all the different areas that we have and seeing how do we leverage this to now detect fraud.
Thank you, Yassaman, for teaching us about AI in the insurance industry.